May 18th in St Cyres, Dani Luna versus Nixon Nowell in a generational clash, almost 7 years in the making. And you see, Nixon Nowell, she's an Attack original. I understand that, I respect that. She has all my respect. But this is an opportunity for us to find out who the real best women's wrestler to come out of Attack Pro Wrestling is. And honestly, I think it's me. Do you know why I think that? Because I stood at the back of the bingo hall when you made your return at Press Start 8, and I heard that room come to life when you walked in. But they weren't cheering for Nixon Nowell. They were cheering for the memory of Nixon Nowell, for everything you used to be, for the wrestler that you used to be. And when Dani Luna walks in a room, they cheer for everything that I am, and that is the best damn women's wrestler in the country. Nixon, we have this match, and for me, nothing changes. Because Dani Luna wins, because Dani Luna doesn't die. And if you truly think, under all this talk, maybe she does, then May 18th, Nixon Nowell, please prove me wrong.
Dani, I've known you for quite some time. I remember the first time I saw you at our training facility and we all looked around and thought, she's different. She's got something. She's going to be world class one day, and we were right. I mean, look at you, Dani. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. You've won championships all around the world. But don't forget something, you. Every path that you've walked on, I've helped paved. I was the OG female at Attack, Dani. You know that. You were sat at the back of the bingo hall watching me do my thing. And now look at you, on top of the world. One of the best female wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best female wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers, period. But I came before you, Dani. So at St Cyres, this used to be that you keep talking about, I'm going to show you and everyone else, because those people that cheered for me when I first came out, you are right, Dani, you are exactly right. They cheered for the person I used to be. But those people that were cheering were the same people that when I got fired went, not surprised. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show them that the used to be is still there. But she's got a bigger chip on her shoulder. This isn't a game anymore, Dani. This is a war. I need to prove to you, to them, and to myself that this used to be is even deadlier.
It was never personal, Nino. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and have something that I want. And it was never personal until your brothers made it personal and they decided to get involved. For too long, I've been pushed around, I've been forgotten about. And at the start of this year, I told myself that this year, that is going to end. This year, Attack Pro Wrestling is going to find out that I am the guy. And this year, made of stone, Dani Jones is going to become the Attack Pro Wrestling champion for the first time. So Nino Bryant, bring your A-game, pal. Bring some passion, bring some grit. Because if you don't, I am going to embarrass you in front of your family and I am going to batter you. If your brothers decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them. If your parents decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them too. Because I am going to have my hand held high on May 18th. You are going to be led on the floor. The atmosphere is going to be sucked out of the room. And the ring announcer is going to shout, and new Attack Pro Wrestling champion, made of stone, Dani Jones.
Dani, I think me and you have very different definitions of the word personal. You said this wasn't personal until my brothers got involved and stopped you trying to attack me after you'd attacked me after my match. I'd consider an after-match attack pretty personal. In fact, I do. So don't try and twist this narrative in some sort of way that I'm the bad guy or my brothers are the bad guy. Nah, you jumped me. And then let's move on to something else you said. You challenged me to bring some passion, challenged me to bring some grit to this fight. Dani, I think it might be that brain of yours that's made of stone and nothing else. Because you are clearly not paying attention to Nino Bryant. You clearly are not paying attention to the Bryant brothers. Because we fought from underneath our whole careers, and that isn't going to stop anytime soon. So this Sunday, for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship, nothing changes. I fight from underneath, and I keep my belt.
May 18th in St Cyres, Dani Luna versus Nixon Nowell in a generational clash, almost 7 years in the making. And you see, Nixon Nowell, she's an Attack original. I understand that, I respect that. She has all my respect. But this is an opportunity for us to find out who the real best women's wrestler to come out of Attack Pro Wrestling is. And honestly, I think it's me. Do you know why I think that? Because I stood at the back of the bingo hall when you made your return at Press Start 8, and I heard that room come to life when you walked in. But they weren't cheering for Nixon Nowell. They were cheering for the memory of Nixon Nowell, for everything you used to be, for the wrestler that you used to be. And when Dani Luna walks in a room, they cheer for everything that I am, and that is the best damn women's wrestler in the country. Nixon, we have this match, and for me, nothing changes. Because Dani Luna wins, because Dani Luna doesn't die. And if you truly think, under all this talk, maybe she does, then May 18th, Nixon Nowell, please prove me wrong.
Dani, I've known you for quite some time. I remember the first time I saw you at our training facility, and we all looked around and thought, she's different. She's got something. She's going to be world class one day, and we were right. I mean, look at you, Dani. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. You've won championships all around the world. But don't forget something, you. Every path that you've walked on, I've helped paved. I was the OG female at Attack, Dani. You know that. You were sat at the back of the bingo hall watching me do my thing. And now look at you, on top of the world. One of the best female wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best female wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers, period. But I came before you, Dani. So at St Cyres, this used to be that you keep talking about, I'm going to show you and everyone else, because those people that cheered for me when I first came out, you are right, Dani, you are exactly right. They cheered for the person I used to be. But those people that were cheering were the same people that when I got fired went, not surprised. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show them that the used to be is still there. But she's got a bigger chip on her shoulder. This isn't a game anymore, Dani. This is a war. I need to prove to you, to them, and to myself that this used to be is even deadlier.
It was never personal, Nino. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and have something that I want. And it was never personal until your brothers made it personal and they decided to get involved. For too long, I've been pushed around, I've been forgotten about. And at the start of this year, I told myself that this year, that is going to end. This year, Attack Pro Wrestling is going to find out that I am the guy. And this year, made of stone, Dani Jones is going to become the Attack Pro Wrestling champion for the first time. So Nino Bryant, bring your A-game, pal. Bring some passion, bring some grit. Because if you don't, I'm going to embarrass you in front of your family and I am going to batter you. If your brothers decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them. If your parents decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them too. Because I I'm going to have my hand held high on May 18th. You are going to be led on the floor. The atmosphere is going to be sucked out of the room. And the ring announcer is going to shout, and new Attack Pro Wrestling champion, made of stone, Dani Jones.
Dani, I think me and you have very different definitions of the word personal. You said this wasn't personal until my brothers got involved and stopped you trying to attack me after you'd attacked me after my match. I'd consider an after-match attack pretty personal. In fact, I do. So don't try and twist this narrative in some sort of way that I'm the bad guy or my brothers are the bad guy. Nah, you jumped me. And then let's move on to something else you said. You challenged me to bring some passion, challenged me to bring some grit to this fight. Dani, I think it might be that brain of yours that's made of stone and nothing else. Because you are clearly not paying attention to Nino Bryant. You clearly are not paying attention to the Bryant brothers. Because we fought from underneath our whole careers and that isn't going to stop anytime soon. So this Sunday, for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship, nothing changes. I fight from underneath and I keep my belt.
May 18th in St Cyres, Dani Luna versus Nixon Nowell in a generational clash, almost 7 years in the making. And you see, Nixon Nowell, she's an Attack original. I understand that, I respect that. She has all my respect. But this is an opportunity for us to find out who the real best women's wrestler to come out of Attack Pro Wrestling is. And honestly, I think it's me. Do you know why I think that? Because I stood at the back of the bingo hall when you made your return at Press Start 8, and I heard that room come to life when you walked in. But they weren't cheering for Nixon Nowell. They were cheering for the memory of Nixon Nowell, for everything you used to be, for the wrestler that you used to be. And when Dani Luna walks in a room, they cheer for everything that I am, and that is the best damn women's wrestler in the country. Nixon, we have this match, and for me, nothing changes. Because Dani Luna wins, because Dani Luna doesn't die. And if you truly think, under all this talk, maybe she does, then May 18th, Nixon Nowell, please prove me wrong.
Dani, I've known you for quite some time. I remember the first time I saw you at our training facility and we all looked around and thought, she's different. She's got something. She's going to be world class one day, and we were right. I mean, look at you, Dani. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. You've won championships all around the world. But don't forget something, you. Every path that you've walked on, I've helped paved. I was the OG female at Attack, Dani. You know that. You were sat at the back of the bingo hall watching me do my thing. And now look at you, on top of the world. One of the best female wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best female wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers, period. But I came before you, Dani. So at St Cyres, this used to be that you keep talking about, I'm going to show you and everyone else, because those people that cheered for me when I first came out, you are right, Dani, you are exactly right. They cheered for the person I used to be. But those people that were cheering were the same people that when I got fired went, not surprised. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show them that the used to be is still there, but she's got a bigger chip on her shoulder. This isn't a game anymore, Dani. This is a war. I need to prove to you, to them, and to myself that this used to be is even deadlier.
It was never personal, Nino. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and have something that I want. And it was never personal until your brothers made it personal and they decided to get involved. For too long, I've been pushed around, I've been forgotten about. And at the start of this year, I told myself that this year, that is going to end. This year, Attack Pro Wrestling is going to find out that I I'm the guy. And this year, made of stone, Dani Jones is going to become the Attack Pro Wrestling Champion for the first time. So Nino Bryant, bring your A-game, pal. Bring some passion, bring some grit. Because if you don't, I am going to embarrass you in front of your family and I am going to batter you. If your brothers decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them. If your parents decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them too. Because I am going to have my hand held high on May 18th. You are going to be led on the floor. The atmosphere is going to be sucked out of the room. And the ring announcer is going to shout, and new Attack Pro Wrestling Champion, made of stone, Dani Jones.
Dani, I think me and you have very different definitions of the word personal. You said this wasn't personal until my brothers got involved and stopped you trying to attack me after you'd attacked me after my match. I'd consider an after-match attack pretty personal. In fact, I do. So don't try and twist this narrative in some sort of way that I'm the bad guy or my brothers are the bad guy. Nah, you jumped me. And then let's move on to something else you said. You challenged me to bring some passion, challenged me to bring some grit to this fight. Dani, I think it might be that brain of yours that's made of stone and nothing else. Because you are clearly not paying attention to Nino Bryant. You clearly are not paying attention to the Bryant brothers. Because we fought from underneath our whole careers and that isn't going to stop anytime soon. So this Sunday, for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship, nothing changes. I fight from underneath and I keep my belt.
May 18th in St Cyres, Dani Luna versus Nixon Nowell in a generational clash, almost 7 years in the making. And you see, Nixon Nowell, she's an Attack original. I understand that, I respect that. She has all my respect. But this is an opportunity for us to find out who the real best women's wrestler to come out of Attack Pro Wrestling is. And honestly, I think it's me. Do you know why I think that? Because I stood at the back of the bingo hall when you made your return at Press Start 8, and I heard that room come to life when you walked in. But they weren't cheering for Nixon Nowell. They were cheering for the memory of Nixon Nowell, for everything you used to be, for the wrestler that you used to be. And when Dani Luna walks in a room, they cheer for everything that I am, and that is the best damn women's wrestler in the country. Nixon, we have this match, and for me, nothing changes. Because Dani Luna wins, because Dani Luna doesn't die. And if you truly think, under all this talk, maybe she does, then May 18th, Nixon Nowell, please prove me wrong.
Dani, I've known you for quite some time. I remember the first time I saw you at our training facility and we all looked around and thought, she's different. She's got something. She's going to be world class one day, and we were right. I mean, look at you, Dani. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. You've won championships all around the world. But don't forget something, you. Every path that you've walked on, I've helped paved. I was the OG female at Attack, Dani. You know that. You were sat at the back of the bingo hall watching me do my thing. And now look at you, on top of the world. One of the best female wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best female wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers, period. But I came before you, Dani. So at St Cyres, this used to be that you keep talking about, I'm going to show you and everyone else, because those people that cheered for me when I first came out, you are right, Dani, you are exactly right. They cheered for the person I used to be. But those people that were cheering were the same people that when I got fired went, not surprised. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show them that the used to be is still there. But she's got a bigger chip on her shoulder. This isn't a game anymore, Dani. This is a war. I need to prove to you, to them, and to myself that this used to be is even deadlier.
It was never personal, Nino. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and have something that I want. And it was never personal until your brothers made it personal and they decided to get involved. For too long, I've been pushed around, I've been forgotten about. And at the start of this year, I told myself that this year, that is going to end. This year, Attack Pro Wrestling is going to find out that I am the guy. And this year, made of stone, Dani Jones is going to become the Attack Pro Wrestling champion for the first time. So Nino Bryant, bring your A-game, pal. Bring some passion, bring some grit. Because if you don't, I am going to embarrass you in front of your family and I am going to batter you. If your brothers decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them. If your parents decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them too. Because I am going to have my hand held high on May 18th. You are going to be led on the floor. The atmosphere is going to be sucked out of the room. And the ring announcer is going to shout, and new Attack Pro Wrestling champion, made of stone, Dani Jones.
Dani, I think me and you have very different definitions of the word personal. You said this wasn't personal until my brothers got involved and stopped you trying to attack me after you'd attacked me after my match. I'd consider an after-match attack pretty personal. In fact, I do. So don't try and twist this narrative in some sort of way that I'm the bad guy or my brothers are the bad guy. Nah, you jumped me. And then let's move on to something else you said. You challenged me to bring some passion, challenged me to bring some grit to this fight. Dani, I think it might be that brain of yours that's made of stone and nothing else. Because you are clearly not paying attention to Nino Bryant. You clearly are not paying attention to the Bryant brothers. Because we fought from underneath our whole careers and that isn't going to stop anytime soon. So this Sunday, for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship, nothing changes. I fight from underneath and I keep my belt.
May 18th in St Cyres, Dani Luna versus Nixon Nowell in a generational clash, almost 7 years in the making. And you see, Nixon Nowell, she's an Attack original. I understand that, I respect that. She has all my respect. But this is an opportunity for us to find out who the real best women's wrestler to come out of Attack Pro Wrestling is. And honestly, I think it's me. Do you know why I think that? Because I stood at the back of the bingo hall when you made your return at Press Start 8 and I heard that room come to life when you walked in. But they weren't cheering for Nixon Nowell. They were cheering for the memory of Nixon Nowell, for everything you used to be, for the wrestler that you used to be. And when Dani Luna walks in a room, they cheer for everything that I am, and that is the best damn women's wrestler in the country. Nixon, we have this match, and for me, nothing changes. Because Dani Luna wins, because Dani Luna doesn't die. And if you truly think, under all this talk, maybe she does, then May 18th, Nixon Nowell, please prove me wrong.
Dani, I've known you for quite some time. I remember the first time I saw you at our training facility and we all looked around and thought, she's different. She's got something. She's going to be world class one day, and we were right. I mean, look at you, Dani. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. You've won championships all around the world. But don't forget something, you. Every path that you've walked on, I've helped paved. I was the OG female at Attack, Dani. You know that. You were sat at the back of the bingo hall watching me do my thing. And now look at you, on top of the world. One of the best female wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best female wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers, period. But I came before you, Dani. So at St Cyres, this used to be that you keep talking about, I'm going to show you and everyone else, because those people that cheered for me when I first came out, you are right, Dani, you are exactly right. They cheered for the person I used to be. But those people that were cheering were the same people that when I got fired went, not surprised. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show them that the used to be is still there, but she's got a bigger chip on her shoulder. This isn't a game anymore, Dani. This is a war. I need to prove to you, to them, and to myself that this used to be is even deadlier.
It was never personal, Nino. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and have something that I want. And it was never personal until your brothers made it personal and they decided to get involved. For too long, I've been pushed around, I've been forgotten about. And at the start of this year, I told myself that this year, that is going to end. This year, Attack Pro Wrestling is going to find out that I am the guy. And this year, made of stone, Dani Jones is going to become the Attack Pro Wrestling champion for the first time. So Nino Bryant, bring your A-game, pal. Bring some passion, bring some grit. Because if you don't, I am going to embarrass you in front of your family and I am going to batter you. If your brothers decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them. If your parents decide to get involved, I'm going to batter them too. Because I am going to have my hand held high on May 18th. You are going to be led on the floor. The atmosphere is going to be sucked out of the room. And the ring announcer is going to shout, and new Attack Pro Wrestling champion, made of stone, Dani Jones.
Dani, I think me and you have very different definitions of the word personal. You said this wasn't personal until my brothers got involved and stopped you trying to attack me after you'd attacked me after my match. I'd consider an after-match attack pretty personal. In fact, I do. So don't try and twist this narrative in some sort of way that I'm the bad guy or my brothers are the bad guy. Nah, you jumped me. And then let's move on to something else you said. You challenged me to bring some passion, challenged me to bring some grit to this fight. Dani, I think it might be that brain of yours that's made of stone and nothing else. Because you are clearly not paying attention to Nino Bryant. You clearly are not paying attention to the Bryant brothers. Because we fought from underneath our whole careers and that isn't going to stop anytime soon. So this Sunday, for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship, nothing changes. I fight from underneath and I keep my belt.
May 18th in St Cyres, Dani Luna versus Nixon Nowell in a generational clash, almost 7 years in the making. And you see, Nixon Nowell, she's an Attack original. I understand that, I respect that. She has all my respect. But this is an opportunity for us to find out who the real best women's wrestler to come out of Attack Pro Wrestling is. And honestly, I think it's me. Do you know why I think that? Because I stood at the back of the bingo hall when you made your return at Press Start 8, and I heard that room come to life when you walked in. But they weren't cheering for Nixon Nowell. They were cheering for the memory of Nixon Nowell, for everything you used to be, for the wrestler that you used to be. And when Dani Luna walks in a room, they cheer for everything that I am, and that is the best damn women's wrestler in the country. Nixon, we have this match, and for me, nothing changes. Because Dani Luna wins, because Dani Luna doesn't die. And if you truly think, under all this talk, maybe she does, then May 18th, Nixon Nowell, please prove me wrong.
Dani, I've known you for quite some time. I remember the first time I saw you at our training facility and we all looked around and thought, she's different. She's got something. She's going to be world class one day, and we were right. I mean, look at you, Dani. You've been everywhere. You've done everything. You've won championships all around the world. But don't forget something, you. Every path that you've walked on, I've helped paved. I was the OG female at Attack, Dani. You know that. You were sat at the back of the bingo hall watching me do my thing. And now look at you, on top of the world. One of the best female wrestlers in the world. Not just one of the best female wrestlers in the world. One of the best wrestlers, period. But I came before you, Dani. So at St Cyres, this used to be that you keep talking about, I'm going to show you and everyone else, because those people that cheered for me when I first came out, you are right, Dani, you are exactly right. They cheered for the person I used to be. But those people that were cheering were the same people that when I got fired went, not surprised. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to show them that the used to be is still there. But she's got a bigger chip on her shoulder. This isn't a game anymore, Dani. This is a war. I need to prove to you, to them, and to myself that this used to be is even deadlier.
It was never put.
I'm excited, so screw it. Let's make this a 24/7 championship match. Introducing first.
It's Sean Thorne alongside Connor. one man in this building who is more hated than Chips and Swings. It is Larry the Caddy.
A little crumb of walking human fecal matter. Larry the Caddy plodding behind and applauding Chip and Swings. But the man in the baby blue golf t-shirt there, Tommy Brill, who gave up his 24/7 championship to Chip and Swings at Wrestlemania in a decision that still boggles my mind. Connor, could you ever imagine just giving up a hard-earned championship to someone for any reason?
Absolutely not, especially not in a division so hotly contested as in the Attack Pro Wrestling roster. If you grab yourself a championship gold in this company, you want to keep that very tight to your chest. I have no idea what Chip
And introducing his opponent.
Wrestlemania when Tommy Brill won the championship, gave it to Chip McSwings, and Elijah still stands here before us, Attack Pro Wrestling 24/7 champion.
Absolutely. Elijah essentially embodies what 24/7 is all about. This is one of the most versatile, one of the most talented people, not just on the Attack roster, but in British wrestling in general.
You don't look like that without 24/7 commitment.
Absolutely right. I can't think of many people more suited for a championship like this. And Elijah, you hear our capacity crowd today, 300 plus strong in Penarth for the very first time. Start this match off for Elijah and Chip McSwings.
Many of you will be very familiar with Elijah's work. If this is the first time seeing Elijah, you're in for a treat. Makes wrestling look so easy, just as everything's so slick. Just the way he moves around the ring. It's a joy to behold. Delight to watch Elijah wrestle. But what isn't a delight, though, is just the general presence and existence of Chip McSwings. And those slaps. What are you saying about those M&S slaps that he's sporting in the ring?
I completely agree. And you've got to say, for anybody who may be joining us for the first time, whether on live stream or here in person, please don't let Chip McSwings put you off.
We're not all like
because he is very off-putting. However, Attack Pro Wrestling is going to bring you the very, very best of British wrestling here. And some very technically sound, exchanges here to kick us off in our debut in
Tom drag cover. Swings long list of dual sport athletes who happen to excel at both wrestling and golf. A bit like Gareth Bale, like he likes his golf and is good at football, which is one of those annoying people who just seem to be naturally good at every sport.
And Larry the Caddy really cancels us out. He's not good at anything.
No. Just makes my eyes sad, just his general existence. Nice headlock though by Elijah. Tommy Brill looking on at ringside. Did used to have hope in Tommy Brill, had some faith that maybe he'd see the light, but that hope is all but extinguished for me.
I can still hold out a little bit of hope for Tommy.
Oh, he had a
Vril.
championship, man. You gave it to Chip McSwings. The man's finished.
But you can't deny that Tommy Vril is an excellent and very unique athlete within the world of pro wrestling and the weird and wonderful world of it.
Oh, look at this from
Double
Elijah.
dodge there.
It's exactly what we were saying.
Knocking Chip McSwings all out of sorts. He is going to slide out of the ring there, looking to recover from the onslaught of Elijah.
Elijah just wanting Chip McSwings to get back in there, knowing that he's in firm control here. And you can just see those little beady eyes through the mask of Chip McSwings.
He needs to be careful here, though. He can't let this huge crowd here in Penarth get to him if he wants to regain that 24/7 championship. It only takes 3 seconds, Sean.
Does indeed. Well in excess of 300 people have packed into St Cyres School. Absolutely banged out in here for Attack Pro Wrestling Stadium. Wait, hang on a second. Elijah needs to not get distracted by those golfers. Lays out Chip McSwings coming in. Chip McSwings sent into the ring by Elijah. You need eyes in the back of your head when you're dealing with these golfers, but you need eyes in the back of your head when you're the 24/7 champion.
You certainly do. As I mentioned earlier, can't think of many people more suited to a division, to a style like this as Elijah is. He's been showing that to us so far. However, for the first time really in this match at the moment, Chip McSwings, commentator's curse, there we go. I was about to say Chip McSwings does have a little upper hand here. So that went away just as fast as everybody's will to live when they see Larry the Caddy.
Pinpoint accuracy on that, right into the spine cover too. Chip McSwings, not for the first time in this match, having to make his way to the outside, try and regain some composure. I mean, Elijah is dangerous wherever you are. There's not enough distance you can have between him and Elijah. And wait, hang on a second.
Oh!
And Tommy Vril.
Tommy Vril sacrificing himself a hard landing there.
God.
On this hardwood floor. I've got to say, maybe they're not the most morally sound of golfers, as we've established throughout their careers at Attack Pro Wrestling. But it really says something about Tommy Vril's character that he's willing to sacrifice himself like that. Whereas Degman just squirms away, just kind of slithers around. Do not give this man a mic.
So Larry the Caddy is now slithering around in front of us, looking for a microphone.
Can't think of anything I want to hear less than, wow.
Larry, do your job. Think you can touch me? Go! It's number 1! Now when I arrived here in Rollins, I noticed there was a severe lack of patriotism, so I need the room to chant with me. USA! USA! USA!
Chip McSwings, his Wyoming accent ringing strong. I think it's very bold of Chip McSwings to feel like he has the freedom to just flap his gums when he's got a competitor like Elijah in the ring.
Absolutely, you took the words right out of my mouth there. And you've got to think, Chip McSwings spending the time to just draw the ire of this crowd, as if he needs it. They already hate him. We hate him. The world hates Chip McSwings.
Larry the Caddy.
Hold on a second here. Junior golfing sensation Tommy Vril
is now restraining Elijah. As Chip McSwings takes a free shot, celebrating.
Chip McSwings is really a scorn on the golfing community. Golf as a sport hasn't done anything wrong. It's incredibly unfortunate that it's represented by such a cretin.
I don't know, have you ever been in a golf club, Connor?
I have not, to be fair. Maybe, yeah.
It's not a place where you need to be. It's all people like Chip McSwings looking down on everyone else around them.
But for every 100 Chip McSwings and Larry the Caddy, you may get one junior golfing sensation to win.
Elijah starting to fight back.
Now pressing the buttons of that ugly, ugly golfing shirt straight into the Chip swing. Beautiful sling blade. The tide firmly turned in the direction of Elijah.
Oh, and Elijah sent to the outside, but still able to mount offense despite that counter springboard. Nice crossbody cover. And Chip McSwings really in trouble there.
The crowd here in Penarth letting their feelings known for Elijah. This be here electric chair position.
Oh, Chip McSwings just raking the back of Elijah into the Rough Rider. And I think we've got a new champ. Usually we see the referee raising Chip McSwing's hand at this stage of the contest.
But I'm very glad we haven't.
Just disrespect.
I've got to say, disrespect.
Stepping on the sternum of Elijah, just driving out that oxygen, and I think.
But if there's one thing Chip McSwings does have, it's a hell of a swan-son bomb.
No, he just managed to roll through.
See that there. Elijah able to scout. Oh. Kick to the small of the back.
Chip McSwings up high. It's a big landing, dropping 10 feet. And I thought that could have been the moment that Elijah secured a limited more time of the 24/7 championship around his waist. Every championship on the line tonight.
I'll get the camera off this stew.
This afternoon, it's C'est La Vie. Tag team titles will be on the line later. We've also got the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship on the line. If you're watching us live on YouTube, make sure you don't go anywhere, because we've got loads and loads of insane matches, without mentioning Nixon Nowell versus Dani Luna for the first time ever.
Absolutely, it's a night of firsts here in Penarth, but right now, back and forth, swinging for the fences.
Oh, what is this? Biting the nose of Elijah.
So a potential rake to the eyes as well.
And I think this could be it. And this repugnant golfer almost walking out with Attack Pro Wrestling gold.
Could see that swanton.
Oh, nothing
misses.
but canvas straight in the water for Chip McSwings.
I've got to say, almost a surprising amount of competitive spirit here.
Wait, hang on, whoa. Larry the caddy with the referee distracted. Chip McSwings has the golf club. Elijah in trouble. Tommy Brill with Elijah restrained.
Not had a ton of luck with these golf clubs recently.
Chip McSwings.
The golfing contingents.
Oh, it's just planted the sand wedge right into the jaw of Tommy Brill. Roll up.
Sunset flip and the win.
And your winner of the match, and still 24/7 champion, Elijah.
And Tommy Brill's going to need a few new molars.
Look, I know I'm not meant to be biased, but I hate Larry the Caddy. He's a little reptile.
From one handsome, bold man to another.
Are we ready for another match, ladies and gentlemen? Are we ready for another championship match, ladies and gentlemen? Well, in that case, the following match is a tag team match for the Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Introducing first.
There you are,
Making their
for a
way
treat here.
to the ring. They call him El Diablo, Gabriel, Weza, and she's bionic, Alexia, Nico!
El Diablo, Mexican-born, Canadian-raised. Gabriel Fueza, alongside the bionic woman, Alexia Nicole.
This is one hell of a first defense for your new Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Love at first fight.
Fueza, how about Alexia Nicole? Both of these competitors are absolutely unbelievable. I can't wait to see what we're going to be presented with here.
Once again, a night of firsts here. The first time that these four competitors have wrestled together in the ring. A hell of a platform to do it on here as Attack Pro Wrestling. It's the first time we've seen El Diablo, Gabriel Fueza and the Bionic Woman, Alexis Nicole, tag in Attack Pro Wrestling as well.
Making their way to the ring. The team up, being made of metal, weighing labels. The Mind Melter, Harrison Bennett. They are your Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, and they are in love. This is the Atlas Five!
Fueza and Nicole have got their work cut out with them with these two individuals. The last time we saw Harrison Bennett in Ray Leverkusen in a match, they mutilated their opponent in front of their crying son with a pair of shears and then tried to drown the father in pesticides.
Catch up, they wrestled their match.
Catch up and all that business, defend on demand. And that is how they won the Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. That was the depths that these two sunk to secure these belts. How Ray Leverkusen goes from beloved ring announcer to the perpetrator of felonious assault boggles my mind, Connor. Do you think it was always like this? Do you think the malignant presences of like Eddie Dennis and Harrison Bennett made Ray Leverkusen see the light, or did she just hate us all along?
You know, I think there always has to be a little bit of something inside someone to do actions just as despicable, as deplorable as that. We literally saw these two murder.
There was an attempt
Murder. A father flower. The poor man. The final appearance ever of old Papa Sunflower, and it's because of these two.
That competitor leaves his career disfigured, tormented.
Absolutely. We've, of course, not seen old Papa Sunflower since, not seen Sonny the Sunflower since.
And I think,
of course, recovering from that disgusting assault.
I think Gabriel Fueza and Alexia Nicole, students of the game, they're going to have seen that. They're going to have known that that's what's up. Starting this off with the Bionic Woman and Harrison Bennett.
Certainly all you saw there just before the Attack's faithful with the ding, ding, ding. Harrison Bennett's almost underestimating straight away the Bionic Woman, asking if she really wants to start this match.
Harrison Bennett, despicable individual. Very strong pantaloon game though.
Yes.
Really into the slacks. I've got to be honest.
If there's anything I can give Love at First Fight, they have an impeccable fashion sense.
Yeah, those slacks are strong. It's got to be said. I hate myself for saying it.
Harrison Bennett getting a little taste of his own medicine then, not happy about it at all.
No, not as much love for the man in the slacks. It's Harrison Bennett now tags in Ray Leverkusen. Oh, a nice arm drag.
And another. Yeah, beautiful up and over, shoulder roll, shotgun drop kick.
And Alexia Nicole starting this one incredibly strong.
Oh, thwarting the suplex with a stamp to the foot and a pull of the hair.
These two, Rain Leverkusen and Harrison Bennett, have just been unbelievable as a team. They debuted against Bayside High, Mark Andrews and Nixon Newell. Bearing in mind they had no idea Nixon Newell was even going to be in the building, and still managed to put in an incredible showing against those two top-tier opponents. In their first match, mind. That was their first match as a team, to be able to take a team like Bayside High, friends for 10, 15 years, been working together for almost as long as that. To be able in your first match to be able to hold them at bay is particularly impressive. It's no surprise to me that they're currently holding tag team gold.
Absolutely, took them completely to the limit here. Now here is some flawless teamwork.
We're going to see something special here.
But you have to agree here, Sean. Rain Leverkusen and Harrison Bennett don't need to resort to these tactics. We have seen them be more than successful without the cheating, without the assaults, with no nefarious means here in Attack Pro Wrestling. They are doing this purely by choice and purely through hatred.
It's a really good point, Connor. Very strong point. Gabriel Fraser tags. Alexia Nicole back in. Got that arm exposed.
Picture perfect. Textbook tag team wrestling there. With a shot on the arm ringer.
And now Harrison Bennett grabbing the hair. Referee Tom Scarborough counting the 5 is Rain Leverkusen's chewing the ear off of Alexia Nicole there, which is probably unpleasant.
Alexia Nicole needs to be smart here. She is in enemy territory.
Oh, and there's the shove from...
Caught there.
Oh my God!
Harsh spine buster.
Oh, I think Harrison Bennett's got probably one of the best spine busters I've seen in professional wrestling. Just the whip that he got on that spine buster there, the momentum and the impact.
Absolutely. I've fallen victim to a Harrison Bennett spine buster in my time, Sean.
And I can imagine it was uncomfortable. Rain Leverkusen cover. Alexia Nicole really needs to make a tag. This is what Love It First Fight do so well, isolating their opponent, making life miserable.
They certainly do. They took to being a tag team like ducks to water. These two just getting better and better.
It has been incredible.
Every time we see them as a duo. And to be fair, Sean, I'm sure you agree, we thought it couldn't get much better than their performance against Bayside High, but what we have seen from these two since developing as a tag team, and especially now that they are the Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, is nothing short of fantastic, as much as we may not agree with the means of the way they go about it.
It's not even just been the tag team chemistry, the ability, it's this mean streak. I think it's that mean streak on there that's given them the edge.
It absolutely is. And like I said earlier, it is purely by choice. They are more than talented enough to not need to do this. There is a deep-rooted hatred in both of their hearts for everyone other than themselves, and they're really showing their true colours recently in Attack Pro Wrestling.
Well, maybe that was it. They aligned with Eddie Dennis in Nothing to Prove, and we saw when Eddie Dennis adopted more of a mean streak, he became Attack Pro Wrestling champion. Maybe that was just the example they needed to secure gold too. Oh, and Harrison Bennett looking right into the depths of my soul there. And that pinfall. So if you also felt that at home watching,
the crowd
that's unsettling.
Certainly was, really rallying behind Alexia Nicole. And you've got to think, she has not left this half of the ring
for a long time.
Since Love at First Fight took very firm control here. As I mentioned, enemy territory for Alexia here.
Just the rapid pace of the tags. What we're seeing here? Double scoop slam.
Yeah, double scoop slam. We saw that for the first time when these two wrestled. Popper and Sunny Sunflower for the very first time. over at the Loco in Bristol, and now, yeah. Do we really need the PDA? Is this necessary?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
See, this could cost them here. They are really giving Alexia Nicole the chance to get closer.
After as impressive they've been, just losing the belts. Oh, for goodness sake, come on.
This is explicit.
Connor's blushing over here.
Wait a second.
Hello, wait a second. Smartest man in the room here is Gabriel Fraser.
And
here's the tag.
PDA has cost them. Gabriel Fuerza, a house of fire here.
That's nice.
Almost rotated Rain Leverkusen 450 style on that back body drop. Big chop there. Now able to find his footing on the rope.
Oh, that's lovely.
Of Latino heat.
An arm dragon head scissors.
And El Diablo now. Huge through the ropes drop kick. And he just makes it look so cool.
El Diablo, rightfully getting the adulation.
Wow, this is vintage Gabriel Fuerza, absolutely stunning motion and movement. Could be looking for
Handspring
the
cutter. Cover. Could have new tag team champs.
Wow. Very, very, very close 2 count there.
El Diablo, Gabriel Fraser just needs to keep on Harrison Bennett here. Make the most of this momentum that he's built.
Go now, an exchange. Movements, deadlift German suplex with the bridge.
Still got those arms locked around Harrison Bennett. Again, just making sure that Harrison Bennett can't go anywhere, which is smart. Sends him into his corner. Harrison Bennett just catches
Alexia
coming in.
Nicole with the elbow. Sends Gabe Fuerza out.
It's
Sunset
really nice.
flip. Beautiful teamwork there. We saw Alexia Nicole get that blind tag. Harrison Bennett didn't see it coming.
That's why I didn't even see that. That's why Tom Scarborough's the best in the game. Great officiating.
Rain Leverkusen trying some more of those dastardly tactics.
That's a really nice Hurricane Rana. Rolled straight through.
Stayed on the cover there. Oh, but straight into the running knee. Gammon Guri from Harrison Bennett into a big boot. And another kick out from Alexia Nicole. The crowd showing their appreciation.
I think Harrison Bennett's starting to get a little bit frustrated there.
Certainly is. Everything we've seen so far, these are things that have put other teams away. Here we go, Kobe looking slingshot, cutter. Gabriel Fuerza rolling senton into the ring to break up that cover.
Sending Fuerza to the outside, and that sounded very nasty.
Nasty spill.
We just heard Rain Leverkusen just tell Harrison Bennett, let's finish this. I think they can sense that this match might be running away from them just a tiny little bit here. Maybe looking for the Beyblade, but doesn't quite get it. Alexia,
Beautiful wheelbarrow stunner. Alexia Nicole, Gabriel Fuerza here, back in control.
Oh my.
Penalty kick on the outside to Rain Leverkusen.
Rain Leverkusen's head off. And Harrison Bennett is in a whole world of trouble.
There we go, tag made.
2-on-1 situation.
We're looking here, powerbomb position, into the backstabber. Unbelievable!
Did you see the height that Harrison Bennett fell down then onto the knees of Alexia Nicole?
Some excellent tag team action here. Love at first fight, showing exactly why they're the Attack Tag Team champions. Gabriel Fuerza, Alexia Nicole, showing exactly why they will be two of the coaches at the brand new Wave Toronto School over in Canada. Only the best of the best.
Well, Fuerza is one of the best of the best. Shelton Benjamin, Mustafa Ali, Josh Alexander, all saying how great a talent this man is.
Taking all those names, as you said, and many, many more to the absolute limit. There is a reason you see this man in high-profile situations, and we're seeing exactly those reasons tonight.
They could be walking out with tag team championship gold. This one is by no means not over. And okay, it might be now.
Discus forearm.
Might be done there. Oh, but maybe not. If Fraser can hit something big here. Oh, miscommunication.
Miscommunication there, roll up, got the tights.
Tights.
Doesn't quite work.
Illegal
Rain
leverage.
Leverkusen there. Could be looking springboard cutter again. Rain Leverkusen caught him. Oh,
step up Enziguri.
Leg catch Enziguri there.
And that will
and
do
that
it.
is going to do it.
Here are your winners, and still the Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Rain Leverkusen, Harrison Bennett, love at first fight!
Well, if that just doesn't sum up why Love at First Fight are so dangerous, then I don't know what will. In a nutshell, that is why they are one of the most dangerous teams in UK professional wrestling. Because not only do they have that mean streak, they've got weapons in their arsenal like that step up Intaguri that can just end a match 1, 2, 3 straight away. And Rain Leverkusen and Harrison Bennett leave C'EST LA VIE still your Attack Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. If you're with us on YouTube, do not go anywhere. If you're watching us live, because coming up next is one of the biggest matches in Attack Pro Wrestling history.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for Gabriel Operator and Alexa Nicole. I'm sure it's not going to be the last time we see them in an Attack Pro Wrestling ring. So we've had 2 championship matches tonight. It's almost time now for our interval main event of the evening, our first main event. And it is a first time ever matchup. Introducing first.
So here we go into one of the biggest matches in Attack Pro Wrestling history. Welcome my broadcast partner at this time, TK Cooper.
One of the biggest first half interval main event matches we've ever seen here at Attack Pro Wrestling.
Dani Luna making her way to the ring ahead of a match which many are saying could cement and decide who is one of the greatest female competitors in Attack Pro Wrestling history. It's a big night for Dani Luna. We know how much Attack Pro Wrestling means to her. So there's going to be some extra emotion to this occasion.
And introducing her opponent. Introducing first, to my right, from Camden, London, this is Dani Luna! And her opponent, to my left, from the Welsh Valleys, she is the girl with the shiniest wizard, Nixon Newell!
A match 7 years in the making. These are two competitors you know very well, TK.
For better or for worse, I have been on the other end of that shining wizard. My good buddy Chuck Mabo has been on the other end of that lunar landing, so I am well aware of what these two girls are equipped with.
We like to see that at the beginning of the match. I mean, the build-up to this has been ultimately very respectful. It did get a little bit personal, a few barbs thrown.
Has to be
ahead
right.
of this
Mind
match.
games. It's all mind games. Who can get the mental edge before the physical edge?
Dani Luna saying that the Attack Pro Wrestling fans cheer her for who she is, and they cheer for Nixon Newell for who she used to be. Well, that was a little stiff for me.
Hard to argue though, Sean, that we haven't seen Nixon in quite some time here in Attack Pro. We haven't seen Nixon Newell in general for quite some time. Is she rusty? Is that why she came back for the surprise appearance in Bristol and press start? Did she feel like she had something to prove? Has she come back early to prepare herself for today, especially for today?
Well, I don't think it's any bad thing to prepare yourself for Dani Luna, unless you're living under a rock.
No, 100%.
Dani Luna, unquestionably one of the best in Europe, making a solid case to being a future one of the best in the world.
Whether or not Nixon had anything to prove to Dani Luna in the lead up to this match. Maybe she just had something to prove to herself, make sure she felt 100% here today, make sure she can put her away with that shiny wizard.
Who do you think that there's more pressure on for this match, TK? Is it Dani Luna, who wants to cement herself as one of the hand cover, as one of the greatest of all time at Attack Pro Wrestling?
Well, how do you like this cop-out answer, Sean? I can see it going either way, you know. Nixon coming back after a long absence from Attack Pro has clearly a chip on her shoulder, ready to re-cement her place here at the top of the tiers here in Attack Pro. Dani Luna, similar situation. She has been in Attack Pro for the longest time. She's literally, as the slogan goes of subculture, she's fought from the bottom, made her way to the top. And to take the scalp of Nixon Newell here today, is that the crowning achievement for Dani Luna here in Attack Pro before she moves on to the higher heights of perhaps the Attack Pro Championship?
Nixon Newell saying of Dani Luna that all the roads that Dani Luna walk at the moment of being in TNA, holding TNA Tag Team Championship gold, those were all roads that were paved by Nixon Newell.
And that's what I'm saying, Sean. Both of these women, like, not wrong in their arguments, not wrong in their perspectives. Both make excellent points.
Nice backdrop from Dani Luna, following up with a huge clothesline, followed up by the cover. And predictably, as we thought, the crowd in Penarth very split between the two competitors.
We probably won't get a much more polarizing match tonight in terms of crowd support beyond Dani Luna versus Nixon Newell for sure. There you go.
Oh, another hard elbow into the ribs of Nixon Newell. Dani Luna used to be at the back of the Cathays Community Centre watching Nixon Newell compete. Actually blazing the trail in the early days of Attack Pro Wrestling with Pete Dunne, Mark Andrews.
Literally following the call, you know, fight, work until your idols become your rivals, and here they are.
I don't think there's going to be any emotion of that category in the mind of Dani Luna with this. I think this is going to be all business. As we've seen here, she's quite viscerally attacking the arm of Nixon Newell.
Dani Luna kind of, you know, utilizing it by any means necessary sort of tactic here today.
Not often you see Dani Luna using the ropes for leverage, using the referee's 5 count to gain an advantage. Dani Luna just methodically picking apart that arm of Nixon Newell. She's trying to get the feeling back into the fingers, which isn't a good sign for Nixon Newell cover.
Yeah, when you start feeling those pins and needles run down your finger, maybe the shoulders pop a little bit out the socket, maybe you never notice such a thing. When adrenaline is pumping through your body, it's impossible to tell like the extent of the injury. Perhaps it's nothing, but also you never know until afterwards. You have to be those things in there.
Another cover, and in a match like this, you don't want to have your mind having to think about things like that. You need to be 100% focused on an opponent like Dani Luna. Oh, and that is locked in tight.
Last thing you want to be doing when you're thinking about hitting that Shining Wizard is, have I popped my shoulder? Have I dislocated an elbow?
Oh, and that's a nice drop kick to the side of the head of Nixon Newell.
Clinical, absolute precision, like you were saying, Sean. She has found a body part, and Dani Luna is literally tearing it apart right now.
And you could just see in the face of Dani Luna then, I think she was just thinking what her next strategy was going to be, what her next move is at that time.
So calculated, so meticulous.
And that's an opening that Nixon Newell needs to take advantage of to stay in the game here. Smart by Dani Luna, didn't let her go, went straight back to that shoulder. Just not giving Nixon Newell a single minute to catch her breath or to catch a stride in this match.
And we noticed the wrist control there into the knuckle lock.
Securing that base as well.
Something so simple as a knuckle lock. You know, wrenching the wrist outwards, you know, reversing the trajectory of how your arm is supposed to be, well, it's not supposed to be contorted, is it? But just something so simple applied there by Dani Luna. Clearly just so unbearably painful for Nixon Newell in this situation right now.
And that's on top of the punishment that Nixon Newell's already had to endure up into this stage of the match. Oh my goodness, that was, again, it's the strength of Dani Luna behind those arm wrenches.
You know she's not going to tap, but it wouldn't be an embarrassing moment for Nixon to tap her, because this is Dani Luna at her absolute best.
You're not just looking at a loss here, you can always be looking at 3 or 4 months out on the shelf with a shoulder injury. I mean, Nixon, she's not going to give up here. Oh, and then that's where you go. Just drop the skull right on the jaw of Dani Luna, and that'll do it, and followed by a clothesline.
As you see, Sean, she's absolutely coddling that left arm there.
Just having to use any other extremity to inflict some damage on Dani Luna at this stage. Oh!
Shades of a young wild boar.
Oh, and a nice sit-out face-buster. Seeing a lot of throwbacks to Attack Pro Wrestling legends in this match. You just mentioned Wild Boar. Sort of like Pete Dunne-esque joint manipulation by Dani Luna. Talking about roads being paved in this match in the past and the future.
Paying homage to the men who influenced them, who they grew alongside, to become the women they've become today here at Attack Pro.
And that's a huge shot to the jaw of Dani Luna. Sending Nixon to the outside, and what a big boot. Oh, we've seen this before. This is not a good place to be for Nixon Newell. You need to do whatever you can to get out of this situation, to stay in this match. It's a big risk now for Nixon Newell, and it's paid off. Cover, this could be it. And I think it's going to be something like that Nixon Newell's going to have to pull out to be able to, with a hope of finding some success in this match.
Saw a couple of Canadians in that last match. Perhaps we're about to see another right now of the Destroyer variety.
Dani Luna just managing to get out of it. But now, hang on. Roll up. Oh. Really nice reversal from Dani Luna there. And a big power bomb. Oh, and that's it. Good night. Oh, and I think...
Did she overcommit, Sean?
I think it was the leverage that Dani Luna tried to apply to that cover.
Did Dani Luna just beat Dani Luna?
Just saved Nixon Newell. Just managed to roll through, and might have been a stroke of good fortune for Nixon Newell there. Could that be a moment in the match that Dani Luna will rue should the result not go away tonight?
Meanwhile, Panaf coming absolutely unglued right here. Huge chance of Attack Pro Wrestling going up. And she's looking for that Luna landing.
Nixon Newell battling out of that, but...
with her one good arm as well.
Oh, that's nice. And another European uppercut from Nixon Newell. You can see the pain shooting through her body. Nice sunset flip.
Managed to counter the counter there.
Oh! And I think that knee might have rocked Dani Luna. Oh my, and if that didn't, that will.
Wasn't quite a shining wizard, should I say, but Dani Luna definitely seeing stars after that knee Canadian Destroyer combo.
And now the script is flipped and the wind is firmly in Nixon Newell's sails here. And now could be looking for that shiny wizard. The shiniest of wizards, but no, goes straight into a potential Luna landing situation. Cover. And Dani Luna secures it.
Incredible.
Dani Luna!
What a first half interval main event.
Has Dani Luna cemented herself as the greatest, one of the greatest of all time at Attack Pro Wrestling in that battle of past versus future.
Both women absolutely left it all out there in the ring. I wouldn't say there's not room for another perhaps one day. Incredible match.
I think when it's all said and done, I think it was Dani Luna's early work on the arm and shoulder of Nixon Newell. You can see she's still favouring it there, asking Stu, the ref, to have a look at it.
Questions can be asked. Did Dani Luna maybe take a couple of shortcuts there? But ultimately, the Luna landing got her the 1, 2, 3.
A contest between two of the greats.
Perhaps a bit of a sign of respect. Yeah, a bit of a sign of respect here. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Two surefire Attack Pro Wrestling legends there. Oh! You've got to be kidding me.
I mean, I would argue she's well within her right, Sean. Again, you know, I said the questions could be asked about the shortcuts.
Oh, what?
Oh, come on.
And a shining wizard to the back of the head of Dani Luna.
But this is probably an excessive reaction.
Nixon Newell on what was meant to be this big emotional homecoming for Nixon Newell at Attack Pro Wrestling in this huge marquee match.
She's broken the hearts of the Attack Pro Wrestling fans of Dani Luna, and perhaps broken the Bluetooth there on the big screen.
I think after a match like that, Dani
Ladies
Luna
and
against
gentlemen, the winner of this match. Give it up for Dani Luna.
against someone who she's idolised and respected, and then to have the cowardice to conduct an assault like that, that is mind-blowing stuff.
Puts an asterisk on the achievement of Dani Luna right here. You never want to see that. You never want to see that.
I don't really know what to say, guys. I think now's a good time to take a break, maybe. While we try and figure out what's happened between these two and what's going on with Nixon Newell. Don't forget your raffle is in the intermission when we get back. We'll have the raffle. To get your tickets now, go check the bar. We'll be back probably in about 30 minutes. We're trying to get the tips and something.
But if you're watching us on YouTube, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in 30 minutes. Put a time on your phone so you don't forget about it. I know how distracting stuff can be, but make sure also, while you've got your calendar out, put these dates in your diary. On the screen, it'll say Sunday the 6th of April. We know that's in the past. It's Sunday the 6th of July, and we're going to be at the Loco Club in Bristol on the 1st of June. So make sure you get those dates. There's all the dates there. Maybe if you're watching on your phone, screenshot that. Yeah. And then you've got that handy.
Boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder.
And Rain in July, Sunday the 13th of July is our return to Catay's Community Centre in South Wales Pro Wrestling. Make sure you get those dates down in your diary as well. So we will see you back here in 30 minutes. TK Cooper, you heading back to the fun day?
Yeah,
I'm going
to grab a Fanta, and I might head back to have a little quick go on the bouncy castle before my train back to London. But thanks for having me, Sean.
You're very welcome. We will be back with C'est La Vie in 30 minutes' time.
One more time for Benjamin Harlan, everyone. Reading up for Sammy Quintana. Please get the bag away from me before I get anybody. Are we now ready for our second half of the show? I said, and you promised, are we now ready for our second half of the show? The following match is a tag team contest and is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Welcome back to C'est La Vie. If you're watching us live on YouTube, hope you had a lovely little break. This match is going to absolutely bang.
It certainly is. You couldn't have put it any better way. Again, we said the first time ever so far here, and if this is the first time you have seen the Bryant brothers.
They are the team of Dani and Ryan. These are the Bryant Bros.
Sean, I'm sure you can agree, they will knock your socks off.
Certainly will, and Jaws will be on the floor. It's Sean Thorne here, alongside Corner, who are going to be calling in this match for you. Revolving cast of characters in the commentary booth for you at C'est La Vie. And this is going to be, you just know it's going to be great. So the Bryant brothers, Xander and Leland, taking on Subculture, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster.
Of course, the last time we saw this combination of wrestlers in the ring together was many moons ago at Press Start. However, that was six-man tag team action, including the third Bryant brother, the current Attack Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion Nino Bryant, and Subculture's Dani Luna. But we are 2-on-2 tag team action.
Making their way to the ring. They are the team of Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. This is Subculture.
Sean, I'm sure you can agree once again that when it comes to tag team action, tag team division, you are not getting much better than Subculture.
Former TNA Tag Team Champions, the first ever Welshmen to hold WWE Gold, NXT UK Tag Team Champions. The credentials say it all for Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster.
Fresh off of challenging for the GCW Tag Team Championships. They make their way once again to familiar grounds in an Attack Pro Wrestling ring.
Xander and Leland is very, very interesting. The Bryant brothers, look at this! Oh! I was just about to say, standing very respectfully.
Goodness me.
Showing
not
these
typical
veterans some respect, but no. Oh my goodness!
Over, lands almost to feet there. Sends him over. The crowd almost stunned here by the actions of the Bryants.
And I think this might have stunned Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. I don't think they would have expected this from the Bryant brothers.
Absolutely. Now, you got to think though, this is really, really smart strategy from the Bryant brothers. They know, as I said earlier, that you don't get much better as far as 2-on-2 tag team competition goes as Subculture. So if you can come right out of the gate with something that high impact, that fast, you may just catch them off guard.
And this is the great thing about the Bryants. You just never, like, look at this.
This is lightning quick.
Machine gun style offense. If Mark Andrews hasn't been able to catch a breath here, he's just been taking
monkey flip over into a double stomp.
Assault after assault cover. It's good. Boy, could you imagine? The Bryants obviously feeding off the success of Nino Bryant, the Attack Pro Wrestling champion.
You got to think they're going to want to hold all the gold they can here in Attack Pro Wrestling, potential future contenders for the Tag Team Championships. And what a way that a win over Subculture would get them for that. Risky territory there, whipping Mark Andrews over to his own corner. Now we've got some textbook Subculture offense. Cannonball, Angel's wings. And another kick out there. Fast and furious action to bring us back to part 2 of C'est La Vie tonight.
I think Flash Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews going to have to dig deep into that wealth of experience these two have as a tag team. That's going to be what's going to give them the edge in this match, but I think that's all been... Well, here we go, look at this.
Very tight inside cradle there.
Leland Bryant showing that experience, but he's got, but there's no Xander there to tag.
Pop up into the corner there, touch made.
I think Xander's still feeling the effects of that cannonball from Mark Andrews.
Certainly is, looking for that assisted blue thunder bomb. Over here.
Which is not good news for Leland Bryant, because now he's completely isolated with nowhere to tag, with Subculture now in the ascendancy.
Certainly is, and hindsight's 2020 here. It must have looked like a great idea for Leland and Xander Bryant to come out guns a-blazing at the gates to Subculture, but right now the tides have turned in the direction of the veterans in this match. Big elbow up there, boot up.
Nice stuff from Leland.
Looking
Using
beautiful.
Flash Morgan Webster as a springboard to deliver a Hurricane Rana to Mark Andrews. Leland Bryant, incredibly impressive, but still no sign of Xander Bryant. We're not sure where he is or what his condition is.
I was about to say, not only out of our camera shot here, but also out of our eye line at the commentary desk, we haven't seen Xander Bryant since...
Just caught a glimpse of him there, just at ringside, flat out. And Flash Morgan Webster, you just saw him use his body as a blockade to stop Leland Bryant getting to his corner.
Flash Morgan Webster now. Again, another smart technique, looking for pins here, quick tags in and out, looking to wear down Leland Bryant as much as they can. Now, Sean, what do you think are the statistical probabilities of a family producing 3 prodigies
It's
like the Bryants have?
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable, the consistency of wrestling greatness.
In the Bryant blood.
In the Bryant blood. And I mean, Leland is the youngest Bryant brother. And is still so good.
Certainly is now. Mark Andrews looking to slow this down a little bit, more in favor of Subculture. Backflip lands perfectly to feet.
Wait, come on, Xander, get up there, son.
His ankle is really, causing him issues there.
I think Xander was struggling to get a hold of the tag rope. You need to be in position for the tag to be legal. And with a referee of the caliber of Tom Scarborough in the ring, there's not going to be any pokey tags.
There certainly isn't, and that is something that Subculture are going to take advantage of. They're going to notice those little things in the ring. Sure, that maybe a lesser competitor or less experienced competitor.
Well, and here we go, that's nice.
Float to feet there, super kick. And the tag made, Xander Bryant in he comes.
Here he comes now, Xander Bryant flying it. Flash Morgan Webster has been incapacitated at ringside, maybe a little chance to catch his breath. In comes Mark Andrews and eats a clothesline from Xander Bryant. And now the momentum seems to have shifted in the favor of the Bryant. Side moonsault.
Beautifully done here. Looking lion salts. Goodness me, this movement is enough to make Sonic dizzy.
It's really nice, and there's a cover.
Hold up cover and a kick out there. This crowd showing much respect to both of these teams so far in this match.
And now Flash Morgan Webster goes home and doesn't find his partner. But this time, Mark Andrews makes it.
Blind tag potentially may not have seen it. Xander Bryant now. Back into the corner. Oh, beautiful.
Just elite tag team wrestling, isn't it?
Beautiful
Champagne tag team wrestling. Hook it to my veins.
Once again for that assisted blue thunder bomb. Not quite. Sends Mark Andrews flying across the ring there. Super kick set. Now what could this be? Here.
Oh!
Hard landing.
Not sure how much of Subculture Xander got with that moonsault, but I think it was just enough. Sends Flash Morgan Webster into the ropes, and now what could be looking for here?
Double knees, beautifully done. Cover here. Oh, almost got it for the Bryant brothers.
I think the Bryants know that victory's within their grasp here. Definitely came into this match as the underdogs. Definitely in with a shout.
They certainly did, but how long can they keep up a pace like this, Sean? This has been on and on, going and going. These guys have not stopped. Something will have to give. Going for a splash there. Here we go, up we go. Sends him into his own brother there, and
here's the tag.
Here comes Mark Andrews, House of Fire. Harsh chops now. There you go. Patented Mark Andrews offense.
And now the crowd's starting to come alive for Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is going to sit out. Uranagi.
There we go. Wow, and another kick out. A little bit of frustration showing here on the face of Mark Andrews.
From the perspective of a tag team wrestler, you're in the Bryant's position, the momentum shifted against you. What do you have to do to get back into this, Connor?
I wish I had the answer for you. I've been in this exact same situation against subculture.
I hope you do have the answer. You're the colour analyst.
Unfortunately, I don't have the answer because it didn't turn back in my favour. And hey, if I did, maybe I'd be sat here as the TNA Tag Team Champion, sure.
Yeah, but that might be the case, but the former TNA Tag Team Champions now are just absolutely laying it. Oh, two stereo super kicks.
Goodness me, right on the money.
Oh!
Fierce headbutt now. Double duck there, double headbutts.
No,
and a
surely
double
not.
reverse Rana.
That was unbelievable from Xander Bryant. And now could this be the spell that the Bryants need to secure victory?
You took the words out of my mouth. This is the closest these guys have been so far to picking up a monumental career victory. One splash, two splash.
That should be enough.
Two, and oh, just in the nick of time. Ring awareness 101 from Mark Andrews. We are down to a stalemate here. The first time the action slowed down even a little bit so far in this match.
I mean, this is the first moment that we've had to catch our breath. Well, the last 15 minutes.
Oh, we have a sweat on just watching this. Unbelievable action.
Smart here by Leland Bryant. Just grabbing a headlock onto Flash Morgan Webster to keep her away from his corner. Really smart.
Not allowing Flash the rest there.
Eats a huge forearm.
Flash, as we said here, experience is going to work in Subculture's favor. They've been in this situation time and time again. They know every way out of scenarios like this. And hey, earlier on we saw them almost get the win very early on. There's probably a 1 in a million chance you can catch Subculture out, but that's still a chance, Sean.
They've got a fighting man's chance, but I think the Bryants have proved that they've got more than that. I think they've proved that they can go toe-to-toe with a team of the caliber of...
Oh! Super kick out of mid-air!
Mid-moonsault! Oh!
Stunned on Millionaire!
Maybe looking for shadows over Malice here.
And
go to 450.
2, 3,
oh,
and they've got it!
They've got it! The Bryants have beaten Subculture. The Bryants have beaten Subculture. Sometimes you have those moments at Attack Pro Wrestling. You just have that flash of magic, that spark, that victory that propels you to a new plane. I think that might be the Bryant's moment right there at Attack Pro Wrestling.
Absolutely, we talked about it throughout this match. This is a career victory for the Bryant brothers, and you've got to think this is going to put them in high stead for future Tag Team Championship opportunity. A win over the most experienced team here in Attack Pro Wrestling in Subculture.
Yeah, we've seen veterans very disgruntled, but no, Mark Andrews extending the hand, and I think he knows that they've been beaten fair and square there, and rightfully so, given the Bryants their due.
Flash Morgan Webster maybe not as eager to show that respect, but there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's hear it for the winners. The Bryan Bros.
The success of the Bryan brothers and the Bryan family in Attack Pro Wrestling continues. Their star continues to shine brighter as Xander and Leland follow in their footsteps, in the footsteps of big brother Nino, with a huge victory over Subculture.
Absolutely, you've got to think these two are going to be watching that main event very, very closely later on tonight. Nino Bryan defends the Attack Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship against Made of Stone Danny Jones.
And still to come on what's already been a wild afternoon in Penang.
Let's hear it for the tag team wrestling tonight.
And that's not all, Sean.
All 4 teams tonight. Let's hear it one more time for all our tag teams we see this evening. The next match is a singles match, and it is scheduled for one fall.
So if you just heard a giggle there, that sign shown on the...
He is the holder of the One-Up Heart. He is the brilliant James Ellis.
What a wild sign to have in your own entrance video. In any event, here comes one of the most powerful men in Attack Pro Wrestling, and the power lies in that One-Up Heart. That One-Up Heart grants James Ellis an opportunity of his choosing.
It certainly does, and you've got to think, if this man couldn't be any more smug, any more confident, he has a guaranteed match anytime he wants against anyone, any place, anywhere.
It also very much works as a second chance. Say James Ellis is on the losing end of this contest, he can then use that One-Up Heart as an extra life in this match. A very versatile bit of kit, and very, very dangerous in the hands of someone as cunning and conniving as the Brilliance.
It certainly is. Of course, previous holders of the One-Up Heart include your current Attack Heavyweight Champion Nino Bryan,
who gifted his One-Up Heart to Nico Angelo.
He certainly did. Again, like you said there, a second chance.
Speaking of second chances,
He is sicker than your average Jay Joshua.
this is a man who has earned a second chance from the Attack Pro Wrestling fans by putting in championship caliber performances time and time again. If you weren't with us with Wrestlemania, it's not hyperbole, it's one of my favourite matches I've ever seen. Jay Joshua and Nino Bryan. And this has just been par for the course with Jay Joshua ever since losing the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship. He lost the championship before his reign could get going, and a loss like that could impact someone, it could impact his mentality, not Jay Joshua. He's got stronger, he's got better, and he's been putting in high caliber performance after high caliber performance, and I can't wait to see what he can conjure up against the Brilliance James Ellis this afternoon.
He really has, Sean. Like you said, that can really make or break a competitor. And I'm sure it's happened to lesser competitors than Jay Joshua, where they have had a setback as big as that, and that's been it for them. They've never been able to climb that mountain again. But if anybody is going to be able to get their shot back at the Attack Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship through sheer grit, sheer determination, it's going to be Jay Joshua.
You see it time and time again in wrestling. When someone loses a title, they fade away from the championship scene, not Jay Joshua.
But as you said, a thorn in the side of essentially anybody he seeks to target here with the One-Up Heart in the Brilliance James Ellis.
Jay Joshua, who had a disconnect with the Attack Pro Wrestling fans during his feud with Nico Angelo, but has earned their respect, earned them back on side. And that is also incredibly hard to do.
Oh, it certainly is. To change a fan's mind is one of the most difficult things that a competitor can do, but it just goes to show the caliber of athletes, the type of professional wrestler that Jay Joshua is, that he's been able to do that pretty much in record time.
James Ellis will have to conjure the spirit of Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat combined to put in the sort of performance to win the fans back for him.
And even then it's a 50-50 chance.
And even then it's not a sealed deal.
There's no guarantee there.
I don't think James Ellis has ever cared for the thoughts of the fans, or anybody for that matter. He's been all about wins, it's been about victories.
And hey, it's worked for him so far. And you've got to agree, James Ellis is one of the most fundamentally sound, technically, pun not intended, brilliant professional wrestlers in South Wales and beyond.
But when you get hit by a steam train like that, it's like a dump truck running into you. There's not much you can do about it. Oh, and James Ellis gets caught again with a huge power slam and a senton. Cover. James Ellis, probably with one of the most impressive win-loss records in the whole, all over the country. Wherever you see James Ellis go, he wins.
He certainly does. And James Ellis, of course, winning that one-up art at this year's Press Start event.
He might need it. He might need it in this match.
He certainly might. He put in an incredible performance as everybody's favourite, Creator Wrestler Green.
You know, a win over Jay Joshua. Oh, that was
beautifully
so smart.
Done. See, this is why these wins are stacking up for James Ellis. He is such an intelligent competitor in that ring. There we go, now further showing the intelligence here. If you have somebody like Jay Joshua on the ground, you're going to want to keep him there for as long as humanly possible.
Absolutely, Jay Joshua making sure, or James Ellis making sure Jay Joshua remains on the ground. That is very much in his best interest if he wants to be victorious. Enough do not like James Ellis.
They certainly don't, but he can't let this get to him.
Maybe he did just for a second then.
Because
hit that elbow, but followed up with a drop kick. Nice stuff for the Brilliance.
Jay Joshua a split-second opportunity. He is going to take it. Lovely backbreaker and body slam combination into a stunning 80s-style elbow drop.
James Ellis feeling the effects of sort of Jay Joshua's early offense, trying to shake it off, trying to restore some equilibrium, work out what his next play is going to be. And I think going straight for the base of Jay Joshua's spine seems to be the MO for the Brilliance here, which is not a bad strategy.
Of course not. Anybody listening, anybody in this building who's ever had to lift, the amount of power that goes into your back for lift, and of course we've seen Jay Joshua bring out the muscle buster in previous matches. That is going to be a hell of a task for him to do if his lower back is screaming in agony.
And take out the power game of Jay Joshua puts you in a far better situation.
Certainly does much more even keel there. Oh!
I think he definitely thought he was going to get that.
Yeah, now JJ using that opportunity now. Like I said, give JJ a meter, he will run a mile.
And again, just burying that forearm and the point of the elbow into the spinal column of Jay Joshua. Again, just a second one, and you can see the pain etched on Jay Joshua's face. This is working very, very soundly for the Brilliance.
Nice flapjack. Beautiful, straight into a gut-wrench suplex. Absolutely stunning here.
And you saw that Jay Joshua just favoured his back a little bit there.
Alley-oop catch into the Saito. Excellent combination. Not quite able to get it done.
Look at Jay Joshua here. I think you can tell how much those three moves took out of Jay Joshua. Usually he hits that suplex combo and he's straight back up looking for offense. But because of the work that James Ellis has done on Jay Joshua's spine, it means Jay Joshua can't follow up with the venom that he usually would.
Absolutely, and that's going to benefit nobody but the Brilliance himself. Being able to snipe that power, that intensity from Jay Joshua could be his best ticket to victory here. And right now it is shown as extremely successful for James Ellis. Although James Ellis now operating almost on jelly legs. There we go. Oh, mic check into the second rope. Again, knee pad down now. Shades.
Oh, it's just...
Oh, right in the spinal cord. But hey, you saw there, Jay Joshua had to take one of his hands off that cover in order to hold his back. Little things like that are going to hinder JJ's chances of taking this match.
It's so smart from James Ellis. Jay Joshua on just such unstoppable momentum. It's been a while since we've seen Jay Joshua in this much pain. It's just been that smart, strategic offense from James Ellis, and this might be where we see James Ellis's plan come to fruition here.
Like I said earlier, Muscle Buster could be incoming. Just able to slip the back there. Could be looking Olympic Slam. Not quite here. JJ able to base himself.
Rolled through.
Inside cradle we saw in our previous match that nearly take the victory for the Bryants. Stunning knee there. Olympic Slam potentially into torture rack. Power bomb.
Oh! Oh! And that was a whisker away.
So close there. We talk about the power game of Jay Joshua, but goodness me, James Ellis is a strong, strong man in his own right. We've seen him hit that rack bomb to the likes of the 6'7" absolute powerhouse Mulligan.
Do not sleep on the strength of James Ellis. He has got as much power moves in his arsenal as anyone. And are we going to see that again? Now Jay Joshua really struggling with that back. And look at James Ellis, I think like a shark that smells blood, knows that the weakness is there, just hammering away.
Oh, looking for that running knee with the exposed knee pad. Oh, bad idea.
That was missing for. I don't think he should have done
He's
that.
still, I mean, hey, he's sticking to his guns here. And
oh my goodness.
Beautiful super kick. Unbelievable lariat.
It's just incredible.
This is the kind of action that Attack Pro Wrestling brings.
James Ellis in a lot of trouble here. Jay Joshua here. Oh!
Sniped him from mid-air.
Whoa! James Ellis, I think, cannot believe how close
away.
He's been so close on multiple occasions.
This has been unreal action.
Usually you get hit with that Jay Joshua branded torpedo headbutt. That is it. It's good night, nurse.
This is something now. James Ellis really needs to capitalize.
What's he thinking here? Getting Jay Joshua up.
Potential second rack bomb here. Could be. Oh my goodness. Caught him.
I don't believe my eyes.
What is here?
No, no.
Oh my! Oh! Rikishi driver. And that is it.
Your winner of the match,
What on earth?
Joshua!
We knew it was going to have to take something special, but that was from a different world.
Unbelievable. And hey, Sean, we've got to hand it to James Ellis there. One hell of a performance. But it is Jay Joshua inching closer to another shot at Attack Championship gold.
The distance that James Ellis was driven on his head by Jay Joshua, and Jay Joshua's consistent greatness just carries on. And I think it's going to be a miracle if James Ellis walks out of Penarth.
Certainly is. And hey, I'm just going to say,
Give it up one more time for your winner of that match, Jay Joshua!
Sean, it has been a pleasure. I'm going to go and sit in the rafters of this beautiful building to watch the main events. I'm sure I will see you very, very soon, Attack Faithful. I will see you very, very soon. Enjoy one hell of a main event up to come.
Time for our main event. Before we get to that, if you enjoyed tonight, we are coming to Cardiff and Bristol. Loads, we announced loads of dates, including June 1st at Bristol. We're back in Cardiff the 13th of July for Rain July, and our sister company, South Wales Pro Wrestling, is running Canton and Swansea across the entire rest of the year, starting June 12th. If you can come along, please do. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our main event of the evening. The following matchup is a singles match, and it is for the Attack Pro Wrestling World Championship. Introducing first.
Time of the main event at Attack Pro Wrestling, gold on the line. Got a new partner in the broadcast booth, Larry the Caddy. If I can have insight being here for this very important match. Not sure what I've done to deserve this, but in any event, here comes the challenger. So, Dani, a broadcast competitor without any of it. Danny Jones, getting into the Attack Pro Wrestling fans. He's like a shoulder appreciating and all the work he's done here. It's about time he takes back here, not coming in. Could this be the night where Danny Jones cements himself as the face of Attack Pro Wrestling? Something which some people may think the talent of Danny Jones' caliber is a long time overdue. I mean, it is. Everything is coming out. What he's got. Everything else he's got now. And you can just see in the eyes of Danny Jones, he's fired up tonight, and I think he knows or thinks that it could be his time. It could be the whole here tonight. Any night to be Danny Jones' night. That sounds disrespectful. That lacks a lot of class. I was just hoping it was really important to wear a hat inside.
And introducing his opponent. It is now time for your main event of the evening, and it is a singles match for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship. Introducing first, to my left, he is the challenger, made of stone, Dani Jones!
No taste, these Attack fans, no taste.
And his opponent, he's the reigning, defending Attack Pro Wrestling Champion. This is Nico Bryan!
This got very, very personal between these two. Larry, you mentioned the attack on Nino's brothers by Dani Jones. Also, the war of words between those two were building up in anticipation of this event. Dani Jones saying that Nino needed to bring some grit, bring that fire. I'd argue that Nino's been bringing that every single time in his championship reign.
This is his biggest test. Dani Jones is a world-class athlete. He has competed all over the country this past, all over the world this past year. Nino, while a fantastic champion, doesn't quite have that pedigree.
I mean, Dani Jones is in incredible shape.
Looks bigger than it. Oh, lost his balance a little bit there from Nino. Nino has come out again. He is firing on all cylinders here.
Well, this is it. I mean, Nino Bryan's so quick, he can't even get the words out. That's what it's like.
I can't keep pace.
It's tough to keep pace with Nino Bryan at the commentary table, let alone in the ring, and that's the task. That's Dani Jones has, and that'll solve it.
That'll stop you right there. Nino's done. Cover 20, he's done. Oh, Dani doesn't believe so. He's taking him to the outside.
Again, Dani stressing that this got personal when Xander and Leland attacked Dani Jones.
I mean, they inserted themselves into someone else's business. Granted, their brother's business, but someone else's business.
I mean, I couldn't really follow Dani Jones's logic when he was saying that, because he was the one who jumped Nino Bryan.
Yeah, he jumped Nino, and then these two other uninvolved individuals got involved.
I mean, that is some real Larry the Caddy maths right there. I can understand why you take Dani Jones's side, but for polite society, I think we're sort of more on the side of Nino Bryan.
Playing with him here. Again, losing feeling in those fingers can take a lot out of you. Just loosens the grip, takes away your focus.
And there's someone who's absolutely laser focused right now, and that's Dani Jones.
As it should be, again, world-class athlete. Letting him know what he thinks. Nino is fighting for these people that Dani does not care for anymore.
Well, you can tell how much this means to Dani Jones.
Of course it could. Again, has been here since day one, has never held the Attack World Championship. How much do you think for a world-class athlete? Again, exactly. It's
someone who I'd say is very synonymous with the legacy of Attack Pro Wrestling.
And again, you've got to think that plays on his mind. He is a day one. He's a world-class athlete. He should have been a world champion.
Look at this.
He's not been given the opportunities.
And I think the frustration of those years is just being taken out on Nino Bryan. And as we've seen and we've discussed before, these opportunities don't come around very often.
They don't grow on trees. They do not grow on trees.
If Dani Jones doesn't get the job done here, then who knows how long it's going to be before he manages to get himself back into this position again.
Only a select group to get opportunities like this. Just over the last few years, we have had the likes of Eddie Dani, J. Joshua,
Suplex cover, and before we can have a new champion.
All top caliber athletes. This is not something that's just handed out willy-nilly. And Dani Jones has been more than serving, and now he's taking that into his own hand to get it.
And, you know, nothing pains me more than agreeing with you, Larry the Caddy, but you're speaking a modicum of sense. But Nino Bryan now.
Staggering Dani, finding a chip in the armor maybe.
God, that's a
big right
huge
hand.
shot. Oh my goodness.
Not enough to take Dani off his feet, though he is staggered. Oh, caught him.
Oh, and that's a huge chop and a really
chop.
unfortunate landing for Nino Bryant. Falling from the top turnbuckle, hitting the apron and the wooden floor.
He has staggered Dani though. Dani's not pressing his advantage right now. That may be the gap that Nino needs. Granted, I wouldn't want to be him, but
I think Danny Jones is checking to see all of his teeth are in his head after that shot from Nino Bryant.
That cracking blow.
It's fair play to Nino Bryant. What a swing that was. Maybe Danny Jones just maybe reassessing what he thought of Nino Bryant.
Cannot win the belt on a count out, so does have to get Nino back into the ring. However, he can have fun with him on the outside beforehand.
Oh, this could be bad.
Oh, on the apron, back suplex.
Corner of that apron, jarring the spine of Nino Bryant.
It is not a pleasant landing.
Danny Jones following that up with a suplex. It floats over into the cover. That could be enough, but Nino Bryant just managing to get the shoulder up.
Danny again not looking flustered about it, so I don't think he expected that to. He's just taking his time here, assessing his situation.
Building the next strategy, regaining a little bit of energy himself. Not that I don't think he needs it. I think
the strategy is working, it feels like. Slowly, but affirmatively.
I mean, you've got to look at the pain on Nino Bryant's face. He looks like a man who's currently in control of a contest as Danny Jones just looms over him.
What do you think? What Danny Jones there was antagonising the crowd, getting them more behind Nino. Is that part of the strategy? Maybe that Nino is too involved, too emotional of getting the support of these people and keeping up with them, and Danny's hoping to get a mistake. Ooh, Jesus Christ!
I think that is one of Danny's theories. That is a huge crossbody cover. I think that was one of Danny Jones's theories coming into this, but I think Nino Bryant's been proving that theory incorrect with his showings against caliber talents, top caliber talents like Eddie Dennis and Jay Joshua.
Nino checking his nose. I think part of that crossbody was a back elbow that put him square along the door line. Knock your jaw out of place, knock your nose out of place. It makes it harder to breathe, harder to conserve oxygen and energy.
When you've got a high-paced style like Nino Bryant,
you need him. And again,
need as much oxygen as your body as you possibly can.
Using the ropes there to strangle a bit more oxygen out of Nino. Not legal, but the 5 count does make it effective. Again, more clubbing blows that will wind you, that will knock, again, the oxygen out of you, taking away your reserves that Nino definitely needs for this high-speed, high-octane offense that he is so known for.
Well, we've not seen much of that high-octane offense because Danny Jones, to his credit, has been in firm control.
Extra distance, again, firing off these right hands. Big drop, and Danny Jones is off his feet for the first time this match.
There's the commentator's curse for you. Nino's starting to fire up, and this is where Nino Bryant becomes very dangerous. And I think it's in Danny Jones's best interest to shut this down.
He's throwing those wild rights. Just get his aim in a little bit, but again, when someone's just quickly moving at you, it's hard to nail them down.
And Danny Jones just doesn't know whether Nino Bryant's coming or going here.
If it's, I don't think Nino does either at times. Oof.
But now Danny Jones has got a hold of him.
Back in control.
Oh,
misses.
That's really nice.
Running boot, and again, Danny Jones off his feet. Only briefly, and again!
And now the challenger has been sent to the outside, and the champion now is in control.
Chase, making his way around the ring.
Oh, he walks straight into a hard elbow. This isn't good.
Oh, looking for the ring post.
Oh!
Danny Jones' skull bouncing off our ring post.
And there's only one winner in Skull versus Steel.
And it's not the skull, I'll tell you that much. Stone, not much better either. And again!
And Danny Jones claims to be made of stone. You're going to have to be made of stone to eat any more of these ring post shots.
Danny having to use the post to hold himself up there, to not collapse on the ground. Rolling himself back in the ring.
Trying to get himself to his feet, I think, as quickly as possible.
Big jumping crossbody. This could be it. 1, 2. Nino now, the pendulum has swung. He is back in control.
Huge super kick that is planting Danny Jones.
Jones has not been able to find his footing since getting knocked down the first time. Notice, Nino's now able to knock him off his feet consistently. If Danny managed to find his centre of gravity, he might be able to slow that down, but he's just not been able to, he's not been given room to breathe, basically.
Well, I can see why Chip McSwings keeps you around with the wisdom.
Well, I've been around for a couple of years now. You pick up a thing or two.
And Nino Bryant One of the good strategies has been using Danny Jones's own momentum against him.
Again, with a man like Dan Jones, you have to. You are not going to send him off the ropes yourself. You cannot push him or pull him when you're the size of Nino, but you can use his own speed and momentum as he charges in wildly to get an advantage.
Striking game of Nino Bryant has just levelled up since taking the
I
championship.
don't think Danny was expecting this level of striking.
I think this is something that catches a lot of Nino Bryant's opponents and challengers off guard, is that he will have a fist fight with you. He'll hold his own.
They're all ready for him to jump off the turnbuckle and bounce off the ropes to get him, but they're not expecting a strong right hand. Well, back into control. Big suplex. 1, 2.
Punishing sequence for Nino Bryant. They're getting caught with that suplex.
This crowd firmly in Nino's camp. Dani looking a little bit frustrated. He needs to not let them get into his head. He's doing a good job of it earlier, but it doesn't just let it get to him.
Nino smart, grabbing the ropes, trying.
Fireman carry, looking for maybe a little sleep that we have seen from Danny Jones before.
It's Nino on the outside.
Big integrator to back of the head. Staggers Dani. Again, he's found his gravity now, so he's not getting knocked over immediately. Big boot back. Oh! Spinning DDT!
What a DDT that was. And again, we talked about the manipulation of momentum, which Nino Bryant is finding a lot of success with. Oh, and then there's no...
Takes his head off with a lariat.
And that's just simple physics. And it's followed up with a pile driver here. This could be it for Nino Bryant.
Big boot to the side of the head. Desperation maybe, but effective. And again, kicking the legs wildly to keep Dani from locking in to drop him on the skull. And you know what? Fair.
I think that was an instinctive move from Nino Bryant. I think he knew he's getting dropped on his head here after that clothesline, then his Tag Pro Wrestling Championship reign is over.
His career might have been done.
Yeah,
he's taken a lot of blows to the head. That is a sensitive part of the body, an important part of the body. Locking in a triangle choke. Again, the submission game. People do not expect it from Nino, but he can grapple with you too. He is a top-level talent.
Anyone who may have had the misconception that Nino Bryant's just like a high flyer before this championship reign, you just have to change that opinion. He's just shown how much his game's broadened with the submission and the striking offense.
Arching his back there to keep from the pinfall submission. Dani able to get them a position to get him up for a powerbomb into the corner. Again, misconception from these fans. That padding is not there to make it soft, make it comfortable. It's to get the metal weight. That is a sudden stop hitting those turnbuckles. Oh! Looking for the code red. Gets him in a choke again.
Was looking for the code red, but it's sort of like altered his body in mid-air into a head scissors. But I think when Danny Jones landed on Nino Bryant, I think he completely took the wind out of Nino Bryant.
He tried to get a choke on there, but I think he might be a bit more pain than he's letting on right now.
I think pre-clothesline, I think Nino Bryant hits that move. I think the clothesline,
10 out of 10.
The clothesline, I think, is now starting to take that effect on Nino Bryant.
A lot of shots to the head he's taking, because it's not just the clothesline, it's been the big boots, it's been the running knees.
Yeah.
It's been constant clothesline. He's had several lariats into him. Nino is not in his right set of mind right now, and it does throw off your equilibrium.
He's going to be really relying on that adrenaline to get him through those next matches, but now here we go. So here we get adrenaline's a hell of a drug, people.
Again, uses Dani's momentum against him. Big running drop kick to the corner. Nino back in control. Maybe he's found himself a little bit there. Big drop kick to face. Maybe the shock has helped Nino refocus.
I think it did. And now he's going up top.
Could this be? Big slam to the knees. Dani had it scouted too. And a boot to the head again.
The point of that boot into the eye of Nino Bryant, but he still manages to
do
do it.
Clubbing slap. And again.
Spinning pile driver.
He's done. He's done. Get the pin. 1, 2.
Oh, Nino Bryant.
Foot on the ropes. How did Nino Bryant have the presence of mind to get his foot on the ropes after being dropped on his head?
Depending on your allegiance, fortuitous positioning for Nino Bryant, and I think that might be the one thing that saved him the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship.
100%. Just pinned in the middle of the ring. Nino Bryan does not kick out of that move. He didn't kick out of that move. That was a presence of mind, a ring positioning, a top-level talent right there.
Dani Jones very, very frustrated. I think
Rightfully so. He had this match won for a split-second moment of realised clarity from Nino.
I don't think there was any technique or strategy in that kick.
No, that was just pure frustration.
Just booting something out of annoyance. And unluckily for Nino Bryan, his spine was closest.
Oh. Picking him up just to put him back down, to prove a point. He has had this match won twice now.
Echoed around the building.
Big European uppercut.
Another thumping forearm.
Nino doesn't know where he is. I feel uncomfortable watching this almost. But he does keep getting it, like he's not staying down.
But there's got to be a limit. There's got to be a breaking point for
Well,
Nino Bryan.
if there is, he hasn't found it yet. He's still fighting.
Oh! There's going to be a moment where Nino Bryan is going to break. We haven't seen it yet, but maybe Dani Jones can find it.
1, 2. Again, a moment of weakness, a moment opening. He catches him. Oh, on the shoulder is going to be. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
He's done.
And I think
Middle of
that's
the
it.
ring.
Dani Jones. He's still looking for his Attack Pro Wrestling destiny.
That has to be on instinct. I don't think Nino is in the room right now. That had to be his body spasming on instinct. The fans now firmly living in Dani's head. He is now furiously shouting at them that he can beat Nino Bryan. He's distracted, he's off his game. Look at him, he needs to turn his head back to Nino.
You hope for the sake of Dani Jones' title aspirations that he's just convincing the fans and not himself. I think he's probably seeing in real time just how hard Nino Bryan is to beat. And exactly what Jay Joshua found, exactly what Eddie Dennis found.
100%.
Exactly what Kid Lykoff's found.
And again, these looks like slaps. People have again misconception that slaps bounce them off. No, they catch you in the jaw, they throw your jaw out of line. You can knock someone out with a well-placed slap. And now Nino Bryan trying to prove the return. Wild rights from Dani Jones, ducked, wild left. Again, getting into that striking game. Nino Bryan surprisingly adapting it. Oh, big Pele kick.
Oh, lovely overhead kick from Nino Bryan.
Oh, gets caught. What's he looking for here? Oh, catches him in return.
No.
And never pile driver.
That's it.
He's not in the ropes this time. It has to be
over.
Done. 2. Oh, how?
I genuinely don't know how he's kicked out of that.
How?
Absolutely. Everybody's jaw is on the floor.
A go to sleep. Several lariats. An absolute beating from the main stone, Dani Jones. How is Nino Bryan in this match still? Dani can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Tom Scarborough couldn't believe it.
Oh! Dani, you've got to focus up. Maybe the referee is in on this. Maybe the referee's on Nino Bryan's payroll. I do not trust the referees here.
Matt, that's your sort of game, mate. I don't think that's the Bryant's game.
Well, do you think you think Nino could have kicked out of all that?
That might be something that goes down at the golf club. I don't think that happens in the Bryant household. Dani Jones needs to just make sure he keeps his head here.
Dani Jones letting our referee know that this is his fault.
To be honest, Nino Bryant's head is what we should worry about here because it looks like Dani Jones is cooking up something pretty nefarious.
Making it very clear this is all on our referee.
Oh my God, maybe Nino Bryan shouldn't have kicked out of that.
He could not. He should stay down.
No way.
Except that he
no
cannot.
way.
Oh!
God.
Again, fighting on instinct.
Thank God.
Trying to save his life, save his career. Big slap. And a big kick.
That absolutely rocks Dani Jones.
What is Nino thinking here? This is dangerous territory for both men.
Nino definitely in the high risk portion of his arsenal. Oh! With a Frankensteiner sending Dani Jones halfway across the ring.
Lining him up. Big running knee. Dani Jones still not to his back, yo. Looking for it again. The satellite DDT. And he hits it. Has won him many a match. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and it's got him.
Round 1. Nino did it.
Here is your winner.
I
Still
can't believe
the
it.
Attack Pro Wrestling Champion.
That is
Nino
unbelievable.
Bryan.
Danny Jones.
Danny Jones.
No, come on.
No.
It's done. It's done.
Maybe Danny doesn't realise. Maybe Danny doesn't realise the bell has been rung.
No,
was
he
out
does.
for a
Of
while.
course he does.
He was out for a while.
Justify this. It's completely and utterly reprehensible.
Oh,
And now here come the Bryans.
Here come Brian, throwing their nose into someone else's business again. Can we get some staff to check on Nino?
No.
Oh my.
Come on. No way.
Any place. The one-up arm. Could it be?
No. Ellis, man. Not.
Yes. The brilliance is cashing in.
James Ellis is cashing in. It's one apart. The following is a match for the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship.
Could it be? Nino fingering his body. He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Nino, get up, man. Kick out.
3.
Down.
The brilliance has done it. Goodness
You
knows.
are winding me up.
Pro Wrestling Champion. James Ellis.
The brilliance is good as gold. Ellis attack.
The sneak of the week.
One of the smartest men in that locker room.
I thought James Ellis had been carted out of here in an ambulance.
He had it already in the Cyres.
Champion. The brilliant James Ellis.
He had the clarity to make his way. He saw an opportunity and he capitalized. That is my champion right there.
Nino Bryan has been robbed. He's been mugged in Penarth.
Hey, he won this belt with a one-up heart. He can lose it with a one-up heart too.
He didn't win it with a one-up heart. He gifted his one-up heart.
Someone else won it with a one-up.
He's taken too many golf clubs to the head, mate. Nino Bryan did not deserve to lose the Attack Pro Wrestling Championship in that manner.
James Ellis deserves to win it in that manner.
James Ellis has got a lot to answer for. Danny Jones has got a lot to answer for. Completely and utterly unbelievable.
Let's hear it for Nino Bryan.
First, I believe.
Well, make sure that you're subscribing on all platforms for Attack Pro Wrestling, because I need this result.
Thank you for coming out tonight for C'EST LA VIE and Penarth debut. I'm lost for words. Let's give it up for Nino Bryan one more time. And let's give it up for all of the wrestlers here tonight at Attack Pro Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for coming. Get home safe. Thank you.
We will be back in Bristol at the Loco Club on June the 1st, and then in Cathays on the 13th of July for Rain in July. And a rain has begun. The James Ellis Rain has begun. Thank you so much for watching us on stream or on Defend On Demand. I've been Sean Thorne. It's Larry the Caddy.
Thank you for having me.
Adios for C'est La Vie.